Yo, what's happening, people? Arsenal are through to the fourth round of the FA Cup after a 1-0 win against Leeds. This is your match review. Yes, Arsenal are through after a good 1-0 win against Leeds in the FA Cup and will take on Bournemouth away from home in the fourth round. Um, Interesting game actually from both sides. It was a definitely one of those cliche game of two halves. Leeds dominant in the first and Arsenal the better in the second. And obviously Arsenal took home the result. But you could tell, pre-game Arteta was talking about we have to have an addicted winning mentality. We can't just win against Manchester United and expect to just things will just glow from there because we've beaten a top six club. We've got to carry that on, and it starts with the very next game. It has to there has to be a continuation, and we have to take the FA Cup seriously. He said, a man who knows about winning it himself with Arsenal, and we just need to create a mentality of Arsenal to continue to keep going and to push through when times get hard. And I think today we definitely proved that we can do that. With the lineup that he chose as well, showed an intent of wanting to win this game. There's been many times we've played in the cup competitions and we've changed the whole 11, and there's like a lack of continuity from the Arsenal side. Although you do want some changes to be made so that the players do get rested, because it's been a long Christmas period for us. But I feel like he made the right changes, really. Ozil, Lacazette and Pepe kept their places up front. The goalkeeper changed. Went with the three in at the back, and Nelson came in at sort of like right wing back and Kolasinac on the left. And you look at the first half and you say, has Mikel got this totally wrong? Like, has he actually got the formation wrong, or was it the team's lack of effort? And I think, despite the fact that me not really liking three at the back, the effort was definitely not there from Arsenal. Leeds came out on fire. Bamford had like 3 shots in the first 10 minutes, and then he hit the bar. Martinez had to make some good saves from headers and a couple of shots. And especially that first sort of half an hour of the game, we looked lost. I think we conceded like 15 shots in the first half. It looked like what we were doing under Unai Emery against Watford. And we conceded bare shots, and most of the games we played under Emery this season, just conceding shots after shots, and it felt like we took 2 steps forward to go 1 step back. 1 step forward to go 2 steps back, I think it is. We don't want to get back to where we were. We want to push on, and I think it all changed in the second half, and I think that's what we as fans want to see. Show us an intent to change. And at the end of the game, Nelson, Lacazette, Martinez all come out saying that Arteta was angry, very angry at half time, and he shouted a lot at the players and sort of riled them up a bit. And they needed that. They needed to kick up the backside because they were poor, so bad. And it seemed to have worked worked the trip, because we came out and, as I said, different side in the second half. Leeds' pressure kind of dropped off and we kind of took advantage. Pepe had a shot that went over the bar, getting him in the game a lot more as well. Listen, this man is going to be a genuine part of our game in the coming weeks and months. So we need to give him the ball and let him do what he does best. And we weren't really doing that in the first half. But second half, he had a shot, went over the bar, just started to run at man. Lacazette had a couple of efforts, hit the bar with a free kick, Laka. And it just seemed a lot more of an intention to go out and get the goal. And eventually we did. Again, Pepe running at them. Lacazette sort of played the ball in, deflected off one of the Leeds defenders into the path of Nelson. And don't get me wrong, it was a scuff shot from Nelson. Could have been kept out by the goalkeeper, but sort of bundled its way in. Kind of what Leeds needed in the first half, really, or maybe even what they deserved, because they were brilliant in the first half, Leeds. So kind of what they deserved, but didn't get. And we took advantage of that, and after Nelson scored, you could see Leeds really dropped off, and you could already kind of sense they were thinking about Championship game next week because there was a lack of effort to even try and go forward to get the equaliser. And then Martinelli came on in the second half, had a shot saved by the goalkeeper. So, overall there was there's things to look at there from Arteta to say this was bad and this wasn't bad. And I think in the next week leading up to Crystal Palace game, there's going to be a lot of talk about that first half, because I don't think you should brush it under the carpet. I think these things need to be addressed and ironed out before we go into the next game. And that level of attitude changes from the first minute. And too many times this season we've seen Arsenal play in the second half or step up the game maybe later on, or not even at all. So, Arteta needs to iron those out, and I think he will. I think it looks like already he's getting into the minds of the players that the performance was disappointing from a fan point of view, from a player's point of view, from a manager's point of view. And he got some change out of them in that second half. So definitely good to see. Tricky away tie against Bournemouth. Never easy going to Bournemouth. Even though they were in a bad run of form. Who knows what they'll be like in a couple of weeks. Maybe Eddie might get a couple of wins. They've got a few players coming back from injury. So it's not going to be an easy trip to Bournemouth, but I think it's a fixture that we probably still believe that we can get the job done for. But listen, it's the FA Cup. Anything can happen, man. I believe in the magic. The magic is still there, still live. VAR or no VAR. Speaking of that, there wasn't actually a VAR call towards the end of the game. A stamp by Laka on one of the players. Not much in it. A yellow at max. I wouldn't say it's a guaranteed red card, and I think this is where the whole clear and obvious mistake comes in with VAR. Was it a clear and obvious mistake from the ref not to send off Lacazette? I don't think it was. However, if the referee looked at that on the screen, he may have determined that it was violent conduct. But for me, as a yellow card at max, I don't think it was a red card. And then there was a little argy-bargy towards the end of Socrates as well. Nothing in that for me. I just like overall, I'm happy with the result. And this old saying of 1-0 to the Arsenal seems to have been lost in recent times, because it's been 2-2 and 3-2 and 5 whatever, and it's not been that old 1-0 up to the Arsenal, keep a clean sheet and get a goal. And I kind of enjoyed seeing that today. I kind of enjoyed us scoring a goal and not conceding a goal. I like it. I like to see that, and hopefully we can get some more of those results. And Arteta, it seems like he isn't gonna go searching for the 2-3-4-0 wins if the team needs to just defend because of the way that they're playing. We need to. Big thing we've known about Arsenal is that the defence hasn't been great. Arteta's come in, we conceded 1 against Bournemouth, 2 against Chelsea, and we've then had 2 clean sheets. This is what's going to get us higher up in the table. This is what's going to get us through the round in the FA Cup. Getting the wins, and most importantly, getting the clean sheets, because then you can build from there. Because the attacking threat is always going to be there with Arsenal. It's the defensive side of the game that needs to be cleaned up. Once we've got that, we can become a force to be reckoned with in the future. Guys, that's my match review. Lacazette, for me, man of the match. Worked hard, captained the side as well. Showed a lot more leadership than maybe we've seen from actually our skipper himself, Aubameyang, today. And helped us get to the next round of the cup. But thanks for watching, and see you.